Welcome to the Reality Trifecta podcast. I am your host, and today we are going over Survivor 50, episode 3. We are at the third episode already. I feel like 3 weeks have gone by so fast. Time really does fly when things are fun, you know? We start the episode off with the Sela tribe, and Christian and Devins are reminiscing of their plan with Christian going full chaplain when he fell down. And it was a heist, as Christian put it. He's like, I just committed grand survivor larceny. And his son will one day do the same thing. Like, wow, that looks really fun. It looks so cool. I'm going to do that one day. And the next morning, they get up and they get a note. And they have a sense that there's going to be a tribe swap. Christian and Devins go to the water well talking about what if there is a swap. They think that they should let people in on the plan that Aubrey has the Billie Eilish boomerang idol, saying that Devins found it and sent it to her, when in reality it was actually Christian. So this is all Christian's plan. They both tell Cirie. Devins is telling Cirie this information, and Christian acts like he doesn't know anything, and his face expressions were priceless. They were hysterical, like, what? No way. You found it? Wow, that is interesting. When in reality, Christian found it. So he had to be an actor on that one. But every time they get a chance to tell Emily about this, everybody keeps on coming into camp like they can't share it immediately in front of other people. And they go to meet Jeff. And Jeff is telling everybody to create a beat for him by snapping their fingers. And Jeff starts rapping. I remember before this episode aired, that was the sneak peek. And the group chat that I'm a part of, they sent the video in, and they're like, cancel this season already. One person in particular found it cringe, while I myself, on the other hand, thought that it was pretty funny. Then you have the tribe swap. Surprise! It happened. And Christian, he starts telling Emily about the information. He starts telling her that Aubrey has the idol. Emily's like, wait, what? You're telling me this now? And so the tribe swap happened, and Christian and Emily, luckily, were on the same tribe. Since tribes are swapped, I will go over each tribe and who is currently on them. So for the new Kahlo tribe, we got Aubrey, Colby, Tiffany, Chrissy, Joe, Genevieve, and Coach. While on the new Sela tribe, we got Charlie, Devins, Cirie, Camilla, Dee, Rizzo, and Jonathan. And on the new Vatu tribe, we have Emily, Christian, Angelina, Stephanie, Ozzy, Mike White, and Q. So, all the tribe swaps are pretty interesting if you ask me that. And they were dismissed to go back to camp when it looked like there was a challenge for them set up in the background. And the new social dynamics going into these new tribes are pretty interesting. At the Vatu tribe, you have Emily being disappointed in Christian because she thought Christian was going to be her main ally, and Christian told her the information as if she was the last person to know about it. And so that destroyed a little bit of trust between the two. She shares the news with Stephanie and Q. Q, he's saying, listen, it's time to start fresh, start new, and gather up the troops. Q cares so much about work ethic that he wants Angelina out. That she does nothing around camp and she does nothing during the challenges. And I noticed that on the tribe, we have 3 David versus Goliath people on the same tribe together, which would be an interesting dynamic. I mean, they're working together this time around while Mike White and Angelina were the ones who voted Christian out. So that should be interesting. You have Emily, who is considered the swing voter with this one. Like, she's loyal to Q and Stephanie. And after Q said that their plan, if they lose a challenge, they'll vote out Angelina, Emily goes off and tells Angelina that she is going to be the target. And she respects Emily for that, for being straightforward to her. And she's like, I need to control my own game. So she starts telling Christian about everything that she told people about the idol. And Christian's like, why would you do that? I thought I could trust you. But I have no choice but to forgive you this time. There should be a limit. If they start doing something sketchy like that again, then they shouldn't trust each other in the long run. So that is all happening over at the new Vatu tribe. While over at the Kahlo tribe, you have Joe, Colby, and Coach thinking about making a alliance that also involves Chrissy. And Coach is the one to come forward to Chrissy saying, you need to relax a bit. You need to go under the radar, because had the old Kahlo tribe lost a challenge, Chrissy would have been the one voted out. And so now Chrissy is aware that she now needs to be under the radar, which could be a good thing for her. And Joe, I feel like he's still playing a simple survivor game, which isn't really entertaining, but Joe is just built that way, that he is just loyal. And he is not capable of deception. While Colby, on the other hand, he does not have a vote. And you have Aubrey and Genevieve on the same tribe together, where there is beef between the two. Genevieve goes around and starts telling people things that Aubrey has said to her, when in reality Genevieve had said those things to Aubrey. And so the beef is beefing. Like, where's the beef? That was my McDonald's reference. Genevieve tells everybody, but in particular, Tiffany is telling Aubrey that, yeah, Genevieve is saying all those things about you. And now Aubrey and Tiffany are becoming allies. That is also something that we need to keep an eye out. Over at the new Scylla tribe, we are finally seeing somebody like Charlie get an edit where he is observing Rizzo, and Rizzo is the one who really wants to work with Charlie. Rizzo asks Charlie a question. Do you and Maria still talk to each other? And I'm like, Rizzo, why would you ask that, man? Why? Why? Why would you do that? All that is happening. And at the same time, Charlie is saying, I want to be allies with Rizzo, but he said something last night that is a complete red flag, that Rizzo was sharing with everybody his season of Survivor because nobody had seen 49 yet, so he just spoils the season for them. And I don't know if it says so on the NDA to tell people in a season after yours, if they haven't seen your season yet, to tell them what happened. He said that his number one ally was Sophie Bolardi, but he voted for Savannah to win. And so that gave a red flag to Charlie, saying he's another Maria. He's pulling a Maria on that one. And I wonder how Maria from 46 is reacting to all of it, hearing her name be used in a negative way. But, I feel like this season is heating up with some gameplay, really good gameplay and really good social judgments that make you anticipate what's next. It's pretty good so far. Then at the challenge, it's a classic blindfold and collar challenge where the caller is telling the people who are blindfolded to go a certain way, telling them what to do. They bring 3 rings over, and once they do that, they collectively go together to complete a puzzle. And I gotta say this, Camilla, even though she was a caller, she remains a puzzle queen of Survivor. She just gets puzzles done in 3 seconds, I bet. She is awesome at it. Camilla is great with puzzles. She is one of the best puzzle competitors I have ever seen in the show. While Chrissy, who was the caller for the other tribe, she's guiding them over to the puzzle when they got 3 rings. They're going over to the puzzle, and Colby, he bumps his head that he's falling all over the ground. He gets up really dizzy, and I'm looking at him at the screen like, damn, Colby looks like he's lightheaded. That was intense. I thought they were going to medically evacuate him from the game after that. He pulled a Bruce on that one. While the other tribe, Christian was frustrated that the new Vatu tribe lost the challenge because his calling with the puzzle overcomplicated everything. And everybody's like saying, no, don't blame yourself. Don't do that. But he has no choice but to blame himself. Like, he's the one calling and he just takes the fall for it. So Vatu has to go to tribal council. And at the Vatu camp, Mike White is saying, I don't know who I'm voting for, but I understand the whole David versus Goliath trio is like the elephant in the room. And he straight up says that they could vote Stephanie out. While in the back of his mind, he wants to vote Q out. In reality. And as Mike White and Q just keep talking to each other, all of a sudden, Q's like, you know what, vote for me. vote for me, it could create a tie. And I'm like, Q, what are you doing, man? Mathematically, based on the amount of people who are on the tribe, you guys, it would not make a tie. What are you thinking, man? That's miscalculating. And so, people are still trying to win over Emily as the swing vote. But then you go to tribal council, and the result is, by a unanimous vote, Q gets voted out. And as a reminder, Q did not have a vote going into the tribal council. So I feel like he was chaotic in a sense that he just sunk his own game. I personally think that this was a good episode. There was good social tension, but I kind of had a feeling that Q was going to get voted out. Well, this is the end of this recap. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope to see you guys next time. Subscribe to listen to more episodes like this. Thank you.